Fitfm 97.6 on the FM band, broadcasting from Stuart Castle, Duncan Trelawney, online at fitfmja.com. Once again, welcome to the Poets Mind, the Poets World, Mental, the Garrison. Now remember, to make it you have to fit, so keep the dial locked on Fitfm 97.6. Now, before I start what's on my mind today, let me first say that the views I will express are not necessarily those of the owners or operators of Fitfm. Because my mind's all mine, fine like a brand new 9, fully loaded, straight talk not coded, always on cock, busting up Babylon padlocks, never sticks, them getting Peter Gideon bootlicks. Now, greetings and salutation, my brethren and sisters. What's on my mind today? What's hurting me? Or what's soothing my soul? Well, Freeman's all. Can't leave you out. Once again, you're in the news and for the wrong reasons. Mama a ball. Whole heap of mamas a ball. Lasco get murdered. And I want to say condolences to his family, his mother and his brothers. Xavier, hold tight. I know it's rough, but such a circle of life. Freeman's all youth. A full time we stop embrace the stereotypes, Any average person, any most two persons can create life. But none of we can bring it back after it's gone. Absolutely none of us. So we have to find different ways and means of dealing with our issues, our grievances. We have to settle them in different ways instead of just ending a life. Because when life gone, our world is what people left behind in a stress and sorrows. So we could think about other things and become our brother's keepers. And to the young lady in the hospital, I hope she recovers fully and speedily. Because Jano is not pretty. So, having said that, what else is on my mind today? I want to talk about a thing called taxpayers' money. We hear that term very often. Taxpayers' money, taxpayers' money. But is that really a thing? Is there such a thing as taxpayers' money? I don't think it is. I don't think there is a thing called taxpayers' money. I know there's a thing called depositors' money. You go to the bank, you deposit your money in the bank, and anytime you want it, you can go ask for it. The bank pay you a little interest on it. You can stop, lodge it to the bank, or deposit to the bank, you can do whatever you want to do with it. Not the same for taxes. Taxes are not voluntary. You have to pay it. It is taken from you. And it's no longer your money. When you buy certain items, you pay the tax on it. Yeah? It's no longer your money. You can't tell the government, say, I want some more money, give me a withdrawal or give me a loan or you never work away there. So I know your money again once the government take it from you. It's money taken from taxpayers. And taxpayers could find a million other things to do with that money. And as such, the government ought to use that money wisely, very prudently. And to my mind, a few things have struck me that shows that this money taken from taxpayers is not being used in the wisest of ways. We look at opportunity costs. We look at what else it could be used for, or what else it could provide and what it's been used for. Two cases are on my mind. One is the case that we heard of, I think 3 weeks ago or so, of gentleman or a man named Roshane Clark from St. James, a taxi operator, who in 2018 was arrested or detained under the state of emergency, the same famous SOEs, for 7 months, and then released without charge. He took the government to court, and 3 weeks ago we heard the ruling of the Supreme Court. He won this case, and he was awarded $18 million. 18 million of the money taken from taxpayers will now have to be found or utilized to pay this brother, to pay him and the lawyer. So they will get this money as opposed to the masses of the people. Last time I spoke to you, I spoke about the roads in Top Trelawney. Imagine the facelift this road I get with $18 million. Again, opportunity cost. Instead of giving to one or a few people, you give it to the entire community where everybody can benefit from a brand new road or upgraded road. Government, is this prudent spending? And you're warned against these SOEs. You're warned. And I keep saying this, no other person than Andrew Onis, when in a position, says any decent citizen must keep his government accountable. And so, Prime Minister, I'm doing that. Right? 2 weeks ago or so, there was a campaign in Kigali, an election in Kigali, in Rwanda, in Africa. I spoke about this leading up to it, and I asked questions. Was it a prudent use of the money taken from taxpayers? Right? So this was a case of our Foreign Affairs Minister, Kamina Johnson-Smith, contesting for a position, the Commonwealth Secretary General position. And the government of Jamaica taking the money taken from taxpayers to use to fund the campaign. Now, some people say, what's wrong with that? But here's on my mind. Why don't sit well with me? There was a meeting of the leaders of CARICOM in Belize earlier this year. In Jamaica was present. And they agreed, the majority of them agreed, not everybody, they agreed that the incumbent, the person sitting in the seat Baroness Patricia Scotland, would have gone unchallenged, and the CARICOM would have supported her to be retained in this position. They all left with that. Jamaica, shortly after, or Kamina Johnson-Smith, shortly after that, announced that she was going to be contesting for the seat. Now, the value of a man is the value he places on his words. Equally, the value of a country, the leadership of a country should be the value that they place on their words. Jamaica, you can't give your word, say you won't be contesting, and then you get up and just go contest it. And they just spend money, whole heap of money, to fund the campaign. Now, the government had promised that they would make the budget or the expenses known after the election. Strangely, after the election. It was said that money was also coming from other governments because the candidacy was being seen as a pawn for Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of, or soon to be former Prime Minister of Britain. And when did Jamaica become that kind of puppet? Right? So we really gave on our word. We said something and did something else apart from what we had agreed on. That Jamaica once stood up for principle, and that was not principle. And that irks me. Now, if we look at what the position of the Commonwealth Secretary General offered Jamaica, to my mind, it offers absolutely nothing. Because in that position, if Minister Smith had gotten the position, she couldn't have done nothing to favor Jamaica. She can't do anything in that position to look like she's favoring any one government over the other, one country over the other. So she would basically be in the same position as the Baroness is if she had won. Now, that position, for the campaign, we know for a fact that Jamaica engaged a PR company in New York. So the money for the PR didn't stay in Jamaica, but they went to overseas. I think it was 90-something million US dollars for 3 months' work. That works out in my calculation to about 15 million Jamaican dollars. So we're talking about 5 million a month Jamaican dollars for a campaign. And that's not the only money that was spent. Now, what is she be getting for this? For this, the investment for this, return on this investment. Let's call it an investment. One, there's the optics. I can't deny the optics is good for a Jamaican to be, so for us to say a Jamaican has the position of Commonwealth Secretary General. That's good. Looks good. But beyond that, the only person I can see really benefiting from it, if she had won, would have been the minister, because the position would have paid her, to, based on my information, over 160,000 pounds per year. That works out to about 29 million Jamaican dollars. She would get, it'd be full, all expenses paid. House, car, helpers, staff, everything. So she now pay a cent from it. She would have to resign as a senator from Senate, and as minister. So it sounded like there was a plan, some quid pro quo or something, to give somebody else this position. So now I go relatively relax, and then give somebody the position. So we'd spend all this money, and benefits to Jamaica would tantamount to absolutely nothing. The government took a party, a delegation, I'm not even sure how many persons, but I understand it was a large delegation, down to Kigali in Rwanda. I thought they thought they were going to win, and so they're there to have a big celebration, a big bashment after. That never happened because she didn't win. But money was spent to transport these people, to put them up per diem, so on and so on. Is this prudent spending of the money taken from taxpayers? I say no. Resoundingly, I say no. And we can't continue along these lines after using the money that you take from taxpayers in a willy-nilly kind of format, benefiting only a few people. The masses of the people must benefit from these funds that you take from the people. Who can't even afford it? Who could find a million other things to do with their money? Right? We have to make sure that the money is being used prudently and wisely. Now, for the government to blame and point fingers at other persons who cause them to lose, it's of no importance to me. It makes no sense. So they tell me that she lost narrowly. It don't matter. It's a first across the post. First bust the tape win. You run 100 meters, you win by a second. It's no matter. Governments have been selected in Jamaica by one seat, winning the election by one seat. So it don't matter if she win by 2, or she lost by 2 or 3 or 20, it don't matter. She won a close race, but okay, at the end of the day, is money down the drain because we can't recoup that money. That money is gone. And that's only the part of the budget. Two weeks later, we still have not gotten the promised budget or the list of expenses the government had promised. So we still don't know how much money they spent on this position. It could have been 30, 40 million Jamaican dollars. And there are many roads, and I keep talking about the road in Top Trelawney, Stetton to Orchard Spring. That road could be fixed. The priorities are not right. And we have to work on this, because when we use the money, we take from the people, and if they don't pay it, then you're going to hunt them down and they're going to go to jail. You have to use the money smartly and wisely so it benefits all of us. Mr. Prime Minister, you need to do better. Better use of the people and resources. Mr. Minister of Finance, you have to do better. And the money has to be spent so it benefits the masses of the people, or a lot of people. Having said that, I don't know what next will be on my mind, what next irks me, but I hope it's something that maybe smooths my spirit, so I'm not speaking to you in this way next time I speak to you. But I want to wish that the universe keeps smiling on us, on our efforts, crowning our efforts with success, as we live in hopes that tomorrow will always be better. We'll kind of slow down and wait for tomorrow to be better. We have to work towards it. A brethren from Refuge, Courtney Clark, big up yourself. Mama, Sanan, big up on yourself. But until we meet again, remember, to make it, you have to fit. Fitfm 97.6 on the FM band. Online, fitfmja.com. Keep your dial locked. And until we meet again, is one love, one heart, manners, and respect. Blessings.